What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can play Black Ops 7 early, and it could be even up to 24 hours early depending on your time zone. So today we're going to go over that. I'm going to give you guys a guide depending on the platform that you're on and everything that you need to know about it. We're also going to cover some new news that we have going on currently right now. So if you find the video informative or helpful at any point, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing is, you remember that blog that Call of Duty accidentally posted and we covered it a couple of days ago? Well, it's officially gone live now, and they did post a trailer alongside that to pretty much go over the story so far. We've gotten this last year with BO6, and they're doing the same thing here in this case. So they're going to explain the story to you, what Menendez has been doing, what's been going on so far. Here's a couple of images of the artwork that they did showcase in the blog that we didn't initially get to see in that last video, but this time around they just pretty much talk about Raul Menendez, what he did during BO2 and how it's led up to right now in 2026. They talk about the guild, Emma Kagan, how that's been going on. At the end of the video, I'm going to roll the trailer for you guys so you can hear the commentary and everything that they say in terms of the story if you're interested in that. I'll also have it timestamped down in the description. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. That's what the blog post went over, and they did confirm tomorrow is when we're going to get the official campaign blog as well as the end game information. There's going to be a dev talk and a deep dive blog, so there should be a lot of information covered tomorrow in regards to the campaign, what to expect from the missions, the campaign rewards themselves, the end game mode and how that's going to play. A lot of exciting information for those of you guys who are interested in campaign. Now, the main thing that I want to talk about today is how you can actually play it for yourself early. Now, right now, a lot of PlayStation users have reported that it says BO7 will be playable starting on November 10th because of the area in the installation. So the co-op campaign packs were downloadable, and this is just actually a pre-download. So for those of you guys, I know PlayStation worded it pretty crazy and they said it's going to be playable on this day, but that's not the actual date. Call of Duty did officially confirm that it's going to be on the 14th. So that means that the date that they're giving you here is just for pre-downloads, and it's worded a little bit crazy, but the game's not going to be playable. Now, the good news is you still don't have to wait until the 14th to play the game early, and that is because the good old trip to New Zealand method is the one that works. Now, before we even start, I just want to let you know that it's completely safe. This is something that a lot of Call of Duty devs and Treyarch themselves know that people do. I've done it every single year that I've played Call of Duty. There's no bans, there's no issues, there's nothing you have to worry about in terms of getting in trouble. This is something that everyone does. Now, in order to do it, this obviously depends on the platform that you're playing on. Now, Max over on Twitter created a website to showcase the time zones and the countdown until the game is officially available. So right now in New Zealand, it's officially going to be out in 85 hours and 57 minutes, while everyone else in the world is going to have to wait a couple hours longer depending on your time zone. For example, me, I'm Pacific Standard Time Zone, and that's 21-hour difference from New Zealand, so I'd have to wait almost an entire day to play the game while they get to play it early. So depending on your time zone, I'm going to go ahead and put a chart here on screen. This will be how early you get to play the game. So if you are in Hawaii, you get to play 23 hours early. If you're in Los Angeles, 21 hours early. If you're in London, you get to play 13 hours early. And so that is why this New Zealand method is so much better, because you get to play all these hours early. Now let's talk about how you can do it for yourself depending on the platform that you're on. So the first thing you have to do is make sure you have the game pre-downloaded. That is going to go live tomorrow. So once you fully download the game and you have everything installed, you will no longer need to wait to update or download or do anything to your game. And all you have to do is change your region depending on your platform. So the first one that we're going to do is going to be Xbox. So for Xbox, you have to go to callofduty.com and log into your Call of Duty account. When you're logged in, you want to click on your name and then click on the basic info, which is going to be the second tab, and that will take you into this page here where it says basic info, your personal info, your name, and you want to go down and click on edit address. Now what you want to do here is make sure you put the location to New Zealand and then you fill it out with an address. You can feel free to use the same one. I use the city of Oamaru. We can all be neighbors, right? And we can all land at the same spot, but just make sure you change your address to something legitimate in New Zealand and then save it. And if it fully saves, you are good to go on the Call of Duty side. Now, what you have to do is now load up your Xbox. Make sure it's the account that's connected to the same Activision account. So jump into the Xbox settings, go down to system, which is the third one. You're going to want to click on the option that says language and location, because once again, you're trying to change the region again. So ignore language, ignore all that language, region and stuff. And you want to go down to the third one, which is going to be the location, and go ahead and change that to New Zealand. Now that's all you have to do. Once you do, that's going to prompt you to restart your Xbox, restart it, and the changes will take effect. And you are now going to be good. As soon as it goes live in New Zealand at that time, you will be able to load up, do like a playlist update, and then jump into your first game. Now, for those of you guys who are on PlayStation, it's going to be very similar to that. So what you want to do is first go into your Call of Duty account, do the same thing that I did with Xbox. So you jump into basic info, you go down into the address, you change it to a New Zealand address, and then you save it. And if it fully saves, you did it correctly, and you are good on the Call of Duty side. Then after that, you want to jump onto your PlayStation and go into the settings and go into date and time. So you jump into system, date and time, go to the time zone, and you want to click on a time zone that is basically going to be New Zealand time zone. So Wellington, that is in New Zealand. You can also do Sydney, Australia, but I would just recommend you do Wellington. And after that, you should be good to go, and you just have to wait until it officially launches and you can jump into the game. Now, I haven't really done it on PlayStation for quite a while, so for those of you guys who are on PlayStation, let me know if there's any changes or anything like that. But from what I remember, this is the way that you do it, and it worked last year for Black Ops 6. Now, the next platform that we have is going to be for PC. Now, this one is going to be a little bit unfortunate because PC, it has different platforms. You have Steam, you have Battle.net, and then you have the Xbox PC Game Pass. Now, the problem with Steam and Battle.net is it doesn't have a regional rollout. What this means is that it's going to be available for everyone at the same exact time, no matter where you live. So even if you change it to New Zealand, it's not going to let you play it early, and it's going to be releasing at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on November 13th or November 14th at midnight for those of you guys on Eastern Time. So it doesn't matter. Now, the thing that I would recommend is if you have a chance, do it on Xbox PC, because that is the one that you can actually play early on. So it's just like Xbox. You go into the settings, first you change your Call of Duty stuff, which you talked about earlier. But the only difference here is you have to change your time and region on your actual computer. So you go into your computer, time and language, then you want to click on the region and then make sure it's on New Zealand. And that's all you have to do. And it's the same exact thing that you did on the Xbox. And then the game will be playable when it releases in New Zealand. Now, this will probably encourage quite a couple of you guys to maybe start a trial or maybe pay for the month just so you could play the game early. Because once again, as I mentioned, you could play the game almost a day early. And some people might think it's worth buying an Xbox Game Pass PC membership in order to be able to play Call of Duty early. Now, the last thing is a very straightforward one, but I don't think it's going to work because it didn't work in BO6, but it worked in MW3. So I'm going to let you guys know just in case it is available for BO7. And that is pretty much just joining a friend who's on the game early. So back in MW3, players did the New Zealand method. Obviously, there were like people who were on Steam, Battle.net weren't able to do it. So they saw their friends on MW3 playing, and all they did was just join their session, and then it just threw them past the servers into the lobby, and they were able to bypass it and actually be able to play. And as long as they didn't close their app, they were able to play the game early. Now, in Black Ops 6, it didn't let you do that. You tried to join a friend, it would give you an error, and then it would kick you to the main menu, and you just weren't able to actually join your friend. So this time around, it may be the same sort of thing. I don't know if Call of Duty will allow it or if they're going to change it the same way that they did with Black Ops 6, but just wanted to let you guys know in case that is a possibility. Anyways, that is it for this video. Hope you guys found it informative. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip for you guys now so you can hear what's going on with the BO7 story.
To survive what's coming, you need to know how we got here. It began with one man, Raul Menendez, a Nicaraguan arms dealer turned populist leader. His personal vendetta against the United States, unleashed through cyber warfare and global propaganda, sparked a second Cold War. The mission to bring him down spanned 2 generations, a job that began with CIA operative Alex Mason in the mid-'80s, leading to his death in 1989, The hunt continued in 2025 with his son, Commander David Mason. With the help of Frank Woods, the man who raised him after his father's death, David eventually stopped Menendez's plot to hijack America's drone fleet. But the damage was done. Menendez's supporters only grew stronger. Infrastructure collapsed, causing widespread chaos and distrust on a global stage. And out of the storm, new powers emerged. At the top of the list, the Guild, a former crime syndicate based in the Mediterranean city of Avalon that evolved into a global tech giant led by new CEO Emma Kagan. They vowed to bring humanity back from the brink, inspiring millions with the promise of peace. As the world still reels from these events, David continues to fight alongside trusted allies. David draws strength from legends who came before him, like Commanding Officer Colonel Troy Marshall, who once crossed paths with the Guild during their criminal years. Now his focus lies solely on the future. But in the world of Black Ops, the past never dies, and every action has its consequences.
Pre-order now.